Here are the top 3 most common reasons business intelligence reporting is not effective for helping businesses grow. Number 3, the reports take too long to run. And this isn't true maybe about all your reports, but there's some key reports that are only run at certain times because they are data intensive. The business often just says, well, it's a lot of data. Well, that's how it should be. That's one of the points of having business intelligence. A lot of times what's happening, and this is actually a phenomenon that's increasing in its occurrence, and there's this opportunity for optimization on the structure of the BI database on the back end, as well as the stored procedures that provide that front end data. And the reason why is because there is a growing propensity for developers, particularly in the area of Power BI, where they are focused on the front end development. Power BI developers are not necessarily also SQL developers and have that relational database expertise. So they don't know how to optimize the databases, and they don't know how to optimize the stored procedures. They may not even be writing them. So there's a bit of a disconnect inherently with the DBA and the BI developer. So this can be overcome by getting someone who understands the full scope of the projects and is able to make those optimizations on the back end. Number 2, the second most common flaw with business intelligence reports is that there's too many reports. There's too many report requests, and there's too many reports that exist. This often happens for 2 reasons. One, there was a big decommissioning of legacy reports back when reports BI was considered nothing or very little more than electronic reporting, and everything was piecemeal. Every request was piecemeal. And the second reason for that is because the developer was just there to fulfill business requirements for each report. While that helps to ensure job stability and at least the longevity of a developer, because there are always going to be new report requests, it doesn't help the business because the business ends up not knowing what reports they have, and they're all over the place. Or if it's like with Power BI, it takes multiple steps and touch points to get the information they need. And it gets a little confusing. When it's confusing, it's not nearly as effective as it ought to be. So what should be happening is you should have a business intelligence developer who's seasoned enough to, whenever they receive business requirements, that they go to the end users and find out, if they should already know, what the goals and objectives are of the business requirements. And so what are they trying to achieve in connection to their department's goals, and that department's goals in the larger context of the business model. This allows for there to be a consideration of perhaps opening the scope and combining reports and creating interfaces that allows the end user to be proactive and independent in their interaction and investigation with the reports and the report interface, so they can get multiple reports from one report interface. The first and most common reason, number 1 reason that your reports are not as effective as they ought to be, is that the reports are not providing actionable items. And by actionable items, they don't indicate what actions need to be taken place at that point in time for that end user. And again, the reason this happens is because the business intelligence developer is just looking to fulfill the requirements as they're provided, and they're not looking at the context and not having that dialogue with the end user. So a lot of times they're thinking, well, that's going to take longer. If we open the scope, it's going to take longer. But in reality, opening the scope often reduces the time overall to get the requests done. And it also allows the business to be more productive, and immediately provides an increase in the return of investment for the business because they're more productive. And it also decreases the length of time in engaging with the reports themselves. Actionable items can be KPIs, but not necessarily. Not all KPIs are actionable items, but they can be finessed to provide actionable items. In addition, if you're in an industry that doesn't already have KPIs, you can create them. You can create them even and fine-tune them for your specific business model. And that's a little bit about how you can improve your business intelligence. I hope it was of some use to you. And if you have any questions, or if you have a role that you'd like to see fulfilled, please don't hesitate to contact me. I'm at info@adaptnowsolutions.com, or you can give me a call at 1-844-ADAPT-BI. Thank you for your time and best wishes for success with your BI project.